Here are the keys to success for the Texas Longhorns going on the road to face the Ohio State Buckeyes. For the number one ranked Longhorns, the offensive line must grow up fast. This is a completely new offensive line than the one they had last year. They replaced, I think, about four starters, and they're going to have to grow up really fast. And that communication is going to need to be very good with both each other and their new starting quarterback, Arch Manning. And speaking of Arch, he has to take what the defense is giving to him and not trying to do much in this season opener. He is facing the best defensive player in all of college football in Caleb Downs, a really good defensive line, and a pretty experienced secondary. I think that the most important matchup will be Steve Sarkisian's play calling versus Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia is a Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator, so there's not too much that Sarkisian will be able to throw at him that he hasn't seen before. And finally, this Longhorns offense is going to rely heavily on CJ Baxter and his return and seeing what he could do. Now for Ohio State, Julian Sand needs to just steer the Ferrari. We saw last year with Will Howard, sometimes you don't have to go out and be Superman. Sometimes you can just be a role player at the quarterback position. And in an offense like Ohio State's with Jeremiah Smith and company, that's all he has to do is steer the Ferrari. I'd imagine the tight end Max Player and slot receiver Brandon Ennis are going to be very productive in this game, as you already know that Texas is going to put a lot of focus on Jeremiah Smith. And for an inexperienced quarterback, a tight end and a slot receiver can often be a quarterback's best friend. These offensive tackles are going to have their hands full with second-year edge rusher Colin Simmons. Offensive tackle Philip Daniels will start at right tackle, and Austin Saraville will start at left tackle for the Buckeyes. And this is our first year as full-time starters on the Ohio State offensive line. And finally, Brian Hartline's play calling is going to be crucial in this matchup. Now, I'm not sure if we'll see play calling duties get stripped of him by Ryan Day in this game since it's so important. But if he does end up being the predominant full-time play caller for this game, it's going to be super imperative that he gets it right the first time, as he's going to be going against the number one ranked team in the country and probably one of the best defensive players in the country in Colin Simmons. Comment down below who you think wins this game.